This is notes for today's lesson. In today's lesson, we talked about how to solve a system of equations using substitution. Now, what we have is some prior knowledge, so let's start off with something simple like when x plus 8 evaluate x plus 8 when x equals negative 1. Well, if that's the case, you take the negative 1, you plug it into the equation, you get negative 8 plus 8. That means we get 7. So right here, we've got our negative 1, we plug it everywhere we see x. Another example that we used in class is, what about when x times x plus 4? Evaluate that when x is equal to something compounded, like 3 plus 2. We said, okay, well, the class kept saying, well, let's plug in 5. What I wanted the class to see is, I want 3 plus 2 to appear everywhere you see x. So, just like earlier, x is this. So I saw an x in front of the parentheses, and I see an x starting the parentheses. Everything else is still the same. Now, this is a base skill in order to be able to solve the next problem. In the next example, on how to solve a system, we have two equations, negative x plus y equals 1, and we have y equals x plus 1. So we know that y is equal to x plus 1. Looks like I have the wrong equation here. The very first equation should be 2x plus y equals negative 2. In this case, I have y equals x plus 1, which is all of this, and everywhere I see y, I want to plug that in. So when I rewrite this, I'll have 2x plus x plus 1, and that's going to equal negative 2. Well, now I just simplify. Well, that's 3x's plus 1 is equal to negative 2. So 3x equals negative 3, because we subtract 1 from both sides of our equal sign. Over here we combine like terms. Now we divide by 3. And we see that x must be negative 1. Well, now that we know x is negative 1, we need to finish the problem by taking that x and plugging it into our other equation. We said y is equal to x plus 1. Well, instead of being x plus 1, I now have y equals negative 1 plus 1. So negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so y must be 0. My system is negative 1 comma 0. In a second example we did in class, we have something a little bit more compounded, where we have a fractional answer. We have 2x plus 2y equals 3, and we have x minus 4y equals negative 1. Now we said we need to be able to get one of our variables by itself. It doesn't matter which one, whatever is the easiest to get rid of. I can get rid of negative 4y by adding 4y to both sides of the equal sign of the second equation, and that gives me x equals 4y minus 1. X is all of this. I can take all of that and plug it into the other equation, and everywhere I see x, I'm going to plug in 4y minus 1. Now you just distribute, taste the rainbow. We combine some like terms. And then we simplify in order to get y by itself. 10y is equal to 5. When you divide by 10, you find out that y equals 1/2. So if y is all of this, you're going to take that and plug it back into your original equation. So I see x equals 4 times 1/2 minus 1. So half of 4 is 2. X must be 1. So the solution set here is 1, comma, 1/2. You plug them in, you see that your solutions check out, and you've got the solution to your system of equations without having to graph.